Du coup, continuer. Ouais, je crois qu'on avait vu un peu le début, mais j'avais tout passé parce que c'était l'heure que je coupe mon live. Du coup, j'espère que ça va refaire retourner à zéro. Secret au clair de lune. Hmm. C'est bon, ça va être la pleine lune et tout. On va encore inventer avec la pleine lune. Horrible. Ah, c'est bon. Ça refait à zéro.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson
Ok, ça
to
peut
our
écrire en
annual
gros.
dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson,
C'est même
will hurt the feelings
le
of those
papier
poor
ici
children.
mal
We
écrit.
have to go.
Hi.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Le zoom
Mr.
sur sa
Holmes.
tête.
Wiggins,
Mr. Holmes.
Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Ok.
Very well.
Let's go. Ouais, c'est vrai que... Oui, non, je préfère aller direct sur les lieux, après on ira parler au gars. Interroger Leighton, inspecter ses affaires. Ouais, mais... Leighton? Hop. Ah, ok, là-bas c'est partir. Oui, mais faut préciser. On me fait apparaître dans... Ah oui, non, d'accord, faut aller par là. Ne dis pas qu'il y a encore une mouche, comme la dernière fois, qui rentre. Par je ne sais où, en fait. Oui. Ah, c'est bon, c'est là. Je suis pas trop sûre de ce que je viens de voir.
Leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Non.
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Abelline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88.
Ok.
But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Victime. Ah, les
Who were
victimes,
the
là.
victims?
Ah, mais non, ça va, c'est 2
The
hommes.
2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Ok. Des témoins, ouais.
You spoke of statements. You have
J'ai
witnesses?
le hockey encore.
Well, I was there, so I gave my own
Je
statement.
sais pas, je lance un jeu, j'ai le
And
hockey.
then there were
C'est
2 other
perturbant.
witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Mais peut-être en fait juste il a trouvé le cadavre et il a eu peur.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
C'est fait exprès à mon avis. Hein.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
C'est vrai en plus. On est vraiment en mai.
The Constable
Trop
man,
drôle.
what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Ok. Fenêtre de Monsieur
Did you happen
Turner.
to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon?
Yes,
Enfin bref.
Constable, your statements have been of great...
La première victime. Kenneth, je sais pas quoi. Pavé, objet coincé. Putain mais... Il y a une mouche, je crois qu'elle m'aime trop. À chaque fois que je la fais partir, elle revient.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones.
On dirait un peu une queue de billard.
This shard of wood is quite new. The bullet struck his head. This is an...
Elle doit voir peut-être sa maison en fait. Ah, Wiggins. Mais où est l'autre victime? Putain, je suis passée devant. Brian Vercotti.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Normalement, les expressions du visage, elles se défont pas quand tu meurs. Enfin, normalement, tes nerfs, ils sont pas censés se relâcher. Je te dis que je suis une experte en mort, mais...
A fairly long pole with a forked...
Non, c'est Watson. Pour le visage, je me retourne, je fais ouais, je vais te parler à toi, c'est Watson. Excusez-moi, monsieur. Ah, Monsieur Turner, du coup.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes.
Yeah.
Are you that detective gentleman?
Yeah.
I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Putain, je me suis fait piquer.
Excellent. Might we
J'en
hear
peux
your
plus.
story?
Vas-y.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started.
Please.
I looked down and
Where exactly?
well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street with...
Attends, on va l'analyser d'abord. Alors, tu as des cheveux gris, de la barbe. Y a rien sur ta tête. Une médaille. Vétéran de guerre, ok. Y a un truc par rapport à sa tête que je vois pas ou... Parce que normalement c'est censé être entre les deux. Ok. C'est vie humble qui m'en manquait.
Mr.
No, I saw no one but that man.
Were the two...
Yes, there was a... It seemed to me that...
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner,
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return.
you have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Ok. Et du coup, normalement, il reste quelqu'un à interroger. Toi là. Excuse-moi.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Mais pas
Could you
moi.
tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes, yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon. He was like...
And
I screamed as loud as I could. He had no time. Then another...
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not...
Did you...
No, sir.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Et du coup, en fait, c'est bizarre parce que tout accuse le gosse. Le seul truc qui n'accuse pas, c'est Wiggins. Attends. Mr. Turner affirme être resté à la fenêtre de son appartement jusqu'à la police. Pourtant, Maro a précisé n'avoir vu personne à la fenêtre. Ok. Bah déjà, ça c'est chelou. Ah ça, il y a
I'll do
Wiggins.
anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
C'est ton frère. Attends, c'est lui, Maro.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Ok. Allez, on peut lui reparler. Je comprends pas.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Pardon. Hop, attendez. Tradition de Turner. C'est pas Turner qui... Attends, Turner c'est qui? Qui c'est ça?
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me
J'ai
to
des doutes.
form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow
T'es en
me.
train de te rendre compte que tu te fais douiller.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Ouais, c'est pas terrible, hein. Non, ça c'est pas sa fenêtre.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Attends, si, ça c'est ça sa fenêtre? Non. C'est pas celle-là. Ah, ok, c'est celle-là.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. Brian Vercotti. The dead body of... Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
This kitchen... There are pieces of shredded... This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Ok.
This fire is dying out. The papers are almost entirely burnt. These were... The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Après, c'est... Enfin, pourquoi on s'intéresse à des papiers, quoi? Putain, mais c'est pas possible.
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between... The books on this shelf are...
Attends, on peut le faire d'ici? S'approcher du corps. Je suis peut-être nulle à faire les reconstitutions, par contre. Merde! Parce que... Attends. Alors si c'est pas ça, putain, ça a pris tout son temps.
So, Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth
Trop
Butler's body.
forte.
The question is, what did he find? I can see print. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book.
Ah ok, il a récupéré ça, il a pris le livre, il a coupé l'intérieur du livre, il l'a mis à brûler et il l'a caché dedans et il a fait clac. Ok,
A bracelet.
what a genius. Après, ça explique pas qu'il l'ait tué, hein. Mais je pense que ça explique juste le fait que vu qu'il est dans un appart assez modeste, il est peut-être, il savait peut-être qu'eux ils étaient riches ou je sais pas quoi, et il a voulu récupérer.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
J'ai une canne.
I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
It's false. You have a can. Attends quoi?
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window, That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Faux. The bracelet.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Mais il est mort. Oh non, mais non, trop deg. Moi, j'aurais laissé, j'aurais fait non, mais oui, je comprends ton intention, je te le laisse. Oh non, ça me fait mal au cœur, le pauvre.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother
Ah,
at Scotland
no.
Yard? Is-
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
A fairly long pole with
Oui,
a
une
forked
perche.
end.
À utiliser. À cause des archives, ok. Scotland Yard. On va aller parler au gars. Parce que là, du coup, oui. Ah bah non, du coup, ça marche pas. Voilà, parce que les déductions, en fait, ça avait rien à voir avec l'enquête. C'est juste l'autre qui avait menti.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
Bah attends, un
I'm
gars que
interested
je...
in
Voilà.
the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Ok.
A few.
Thanks, Lestrade. Non, il s'appelle Lestrade. Parce que... Voilà, il le prononce à la française.
A cheap watch, bought with his own...
Une pomme.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the...
Attends, on peut pas l'ouvrir?
It seems as though the shells were not removed.
Parce que là, en fait, de ce qu'on voit... Ah si, c'est bon.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Ah, c'est celui... Je pensais qu'il y en avait eu 3, du coup je me dis, mais attends. Wait. pas ce que je voulais faire. Si Turner a entendu un contraste entre les deux coups de feu, c'est qu'ils ont été tirés à différents endroits de Half Moon Street. Si Turner a entendu une différence entre les deux coups de feu, c'est qu'en réalité, 3 coups ont été tirés, un premier isolé, puis 2 simultanément, juste après. Ça se peut. Ah ok, bah non, ça marche pas avec ce qu'on a, donc ok, ça se peut pas. Ok. Non, si, c'est bon, j'ai déjà fait le tour. On va aller parler au suspect.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
C'est juste que tu dises que t'es Sherlock Holmes pour qu'il te dise tout. Je vais le checker d'abord parce qu'il a une magnifique cicatrice. T'as aussi un bleu. Enfin, ouais, t'as un bleu exceptionnel là. Oh. La même prison que l'autre, du coup.
Good.
Let's go.
Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Oui, mais pourquoi toi
So
t'avais
you
un gun?
might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand though. I took it. And then I followed the third man.
Ça veut dire qu'il y a eu des coups de feu dans les deux sens.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what
Silhouette.
about him?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life.
No,
Ah
Mr.
bah là c'est clair que t'as risqué ta vie vu que t'as été arrêté. Ah.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I... Would you...
We were convicted for...
You were quite...
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were.
And...
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary.
So you lost...
Yes.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Yes. Attends. Parce que tout l'accuse, mais ça veut rien dire. Hein. Il y a peut-être eu un échange de tirs entre Kenneth Butler et Ben Vercotti. Il faut examiner les corps et constituer la scène. Ok. Ah, je suis encore incompréhensive. Je suis compréhensive. Et il manque une personne. À go à Baker Street. Et pour checker le bracelet. Parce que moi je pense pas, enfin c'est peut-être lui qui l'a fait mais ça me paraît étrange. Enfin j'ai pas toute l'histoire. Alors bracelet antique. Bracelet antique en or trouvé, décoré de tête de mouflon. Il est antique. Non, ok. Ça c'est quoi le truc? Ah oui, c'est des recherches. Chimie, poison, toxine, blessure et plaies. Marque et symbole, et pas bracelet antique.
That is not the one I need.
Ok, alors non.
That is not the one I need.
Le portrait de Dorian Gray. Les aventures off Sherlock Holmes.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one.
Je check tout, si jamais. C'est pas là. Art et architecture. Un bracelet antique en or. Il est décoré de têtes de mouflons aisément reconnaissables. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Putain, c'est le truc qu'on a lancé en premier. Ah! Ces magnifiques bijoux antiques ne sont qu'une partie de la collection trésors hellénistiques. Putain, mais c'est le truc que j'ai vu, c'était dans le journal, c'était bien un trésor hellénistique. Hellénistique, c'est ça. En illustration, un bracelet, un collier et une bague, tous trois en or massif représentant 5 têtes de mouflons. Les 5 mouflons de Mytilène ont disparu du musée.
Here it is. I need to continue my...
Et du coup, c'est ce que j'ai vu. C'est bien ça. Voilà, vol de trésor. Putain, en vrai, j'étais arrivée à la fin du truc. Avant même qu'on me le demande. J'avais checké.
Kenneth Butler was involved in this...
Ah, faut que j'aille chez le prêteur sur gage maintenant. Let's go. J'aime parce qu'il y a peut-être des gens, ils ont classé l'affaire là, genre tout l'accuse, tout l'accuse lui. Oh putain. Bonjour à tous. Ok. Fais le petit tour là. Putain, ça fait peur cette histoire. Il faut peut-être attendre que je relève, non?
Mr. Butler's key. The ram's heads. Interesting.
Ok.
It looks as though Miss... A flare pistol.
Ok, ça sera utilisé plus tard. Hop. Faut qu'on retourne là-bas. Phew.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Par contre, respecte un petit peu. L'une des victimes a peut-être tiré 2 fois.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find...
Ok, hop.
This should... This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Ok, hop.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
C'est qu'il faut retrouver cet homme invisible là. Putain mais je peux plus, c'est tab pour avoir le carnet. Palais au brigadier, ok. Ouais, maintenant il s'appelle le brigadier, ok.
Constable Marrow, I would like to make sure.
All right.
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before.
Understood. No, this is not how I walked at the...
Il m'a fait peur.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Il m'a fait très très peur quand même.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again.
Non mais là franchement,
I'll find another place to hide.
franchement là, il était assez facile à trouver. Hop.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It
Parce
is
que
obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
It would be my pleasure to assist you
ouais,
with
mais
your
là il savait
investigation,
qu'il
Mr.
devait me
Holmes.
trouver. Et peut-être que voilà, en regardant, peut-être qu'il aurait pas vraiment regardé quoi.
It would be my...
Trouver un puce... Oh putain. Faut qu'on retourne là-bas.
This is
C'est exactement ce dont j'ai besoin. Half Moon Street. Enfin, en vrai, avec le nombre de voyages qu'on fait par seconde, là, il est censé faire jour. Hein.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street...
I ain't...
Oh, no.
What ain't...
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins. Ah si, je peux leur parler.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Ok. Les instruments, pardon, d'escalader le mur. Ouais. Ah, c'est peut-être chez le gars.
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
Bon, c'était peut-être là-bas et je suis juste con, je sais pas où c'était. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Ok.
these tools.
Mais en fait, ils sont bien les chargements dans le taxi, enfin, le cab, mais ils sont répétitifs. Faudrait se changer en fait, faudrait en faire d'autres. Ok, c'est bon.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here?
Je vais tâtonner à chaque fois.
Constable Marrow, I want...
But Holmes,
Ah, what?
I under...
You...
As
Le- The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
I can barely see anything.
Il est un peu en galère là.
Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
Bah si.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
Il est
I
trop
cannot
cute.
see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Comment? Question.
These shards of glass are from the window above. It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
Ok.
We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Hop. Et après c'est bon. On a fini l'enquête.
Let us take a close... It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much... I need to compare this sample with Watson.
Here you are.
Oh, Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't...
Oh, don't make such a Human hair is significantly thinner than the horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
Panthère? Non, je sais pas.
My ana-
Attends. Est-ce qu'il faut encore appeler Wiggins là? Ok.
Wiggins is currently...
Ouais, c'est ça. C'est ce qui me semblait. On appelle Wiggins. Ah, mais il répond pas. Normal, il est pas là.
Look here, lad. Ha! Don't.
Mr. Holmes?
We have...
On
But
any...
I need...
You can...
Plus tard. Ah. Ah, le matin suivant. Enfin, c'est le lendemain.
I do hope that those children...
Don't worry, Wat.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. And this... Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that...
Du coup, on peut plus du tout aller à la scène de crime. On peut appeler nulle part en fait.
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning,
Ah,
sir.
le zoom.
Pardon me, but why am I not
Eh, toi,
allowed to walk around
stop.
here?
Because it's...
Well, are you...
What? You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Alors par contre, faire des allers-retours, c'est chiant. Arrêtez. Dites-le simplement. Qu'on embarque notre garde-robe dans le taxi en fait. Ah oui, j'entends bien, mais du coup, il s'est poussé la barbe entre deux, mais non, en fait. Colle une fausse barbe et c'est tout. Ça lui va bien, ouais. Je trouve qu'il est parfait comme ça.
I highly doubt that a lockpicker would wear an outfit like this.
Ah. Bon bah je me casse. Mais en fait, je peux mettre le truc de bandit en fait.
I'd better...
Attends, quoi?
A map of...
Non, tais-toi. Prends la porte.
I'd better...
Vaut mieux que je le porte. Mais putain, mais en fait, le déguisement que j'avais tout à l'heure, il était parfait. J'aurais dû le garder. Je sais que là, je suis parfait.
Spectacles are
Oh merde. Bon bah, pas les lunettes alors. Dommage. Ouh.
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means...
Il est trop stylé. J'aime trop. Ça va trop bien, cette petite barbichette. Ok, maintenant on peut se casser du coup. Il a une classe intégrale.
Who are you? What's your...
My name is Nigel.
Talented, eh?
I've got...
Ah putain. Je suis encore là, ok.
So, everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money? Some of the barrels are wet. Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped. Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies. I want to be paid first. No. Right? I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight then.
This wooden barrel is damaged. There is a spot on this. This wooden... The crest of the Honourable Artillery. Judging by the fractions and...
Ça en fait beaucoup. Tu tires là-dedans, ça explose.
This printing... From lambs into lions. That's a picture of a contemporary... This post... There are enough powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on the table over there. Open that.
Ok. Hmm. À mon avis, c'est lui notre meurtrier. C'est pas fini. Ah bah si, on va déjà fini. Je pensais qu'il allait avoir un truc avec comme quoi il avait la bague et que les antiquités avaient été volées.
Are you still tempering with that lot?
Ah, sorry. Sorry. Alors, c'est ça. Hop. Nickel. C'était plutôt simple.
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel.
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Qu'est-ce que c'est
It's a
ça?
long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me
Ah,
all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was...
Well, he died.
Hmm.
That's all right. And you'll do it.
It's all about
Gosh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll
us.
Billy Jack.
And what will I...
We'll share the loot.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor.
Deal.
qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire?
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures.
Sauf que moi j'ai le bracelet.
This lock is quite... I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it. This cupboard is an absolute... It seems as though... So...
C'est bon, hop.
What a surprise. I recall... Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door leads to a kitchen, which... This door leads... The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it. Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This should be... One step on these beads, I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be... Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. This hatch. This should be... a solid... a solid...
Okay.
I wonder what this old... I suppose that... What a Oh, that's... A solid...
Attends, mais on peut assembler les trucs ou il faut que je... Non, on peut juste... Obligatoirement là. Tire en bois résistante.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. The door is now... The door is... This should...
Ok, là il manque un objet.
This works very well. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. There is no ladder. This hatch... The door is now blocked. Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall. This should be...
Il est intelligent, hein, Sherlock. Hein. Putain.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet. I should walk carefully here. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Putain. C'est la dernière enquête, mais elle est hyper intéressante. Pardon.
Police!
Stop where you are!
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Yes.
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well. So now, but this man is not one of the merry men.
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft.
You're no better than a cop.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Ouais, ouais.
What a beautiful...
Don't move, you flimflammer.
The trap with the chandelier worked perfectly. Charles Foley...
Attends. Ah si, c'est bon. Condamné Follet. Ouais. Oui, j'ai changé de jeu parce que j'ai fini du coup
You committed the
l'histoire de
crime
Star
of
Wars.
premeditated murder and of theft.
Du coup, je suis passée sur la dernière enquête de Sherlock Holmes.
You are
J'avais commencé le jeu il y a quelques temps.
Dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
J'espère que j'ai trouvé tous les indices. Hop.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our... We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia. And we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls.
Le fait que j'ai pris avec le pain, ça m'a pas donné. C'est bizarre.
Advised us to keep our heads bowed. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing. We should not fear them. The time has come for us. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step.
Chaos. But soon they will be able to work for themselves. Together.
What you are intending to do is a crime.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from... Our masters wouldn't hear us. Will you let us do our...
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. And I shall not stop you.
Ah, il a perdu sa barbe. Non.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. There were also a few words.
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivil... I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
La Banque
The
de Londres.
start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Est-ce que j'ai tous les indices? Yes. Ouh. Bah, commencer une nouvelle enquête, non? Non, je crois que c'est fini, non? Et c'est fini, hein? C'est trop triste comme fin. Yes. C'était la meuf qui avait... Non, c'était le mec qui a buté le mari de la meuf. C'est ça le truc. J'ai l'impression que le jeu se finira jamais, à chaque fois ils vont lancer une nouvelle enquête. Arrêtez. Pourquoi je peux sortir mon carnet? Crime punishment. Ma mission c'est juste ça. Je suis neutre. Quelle arnaque. En fait on peut rien faire. T'es juste là en mode... Hop, c'est bon. Non mais attends, si on attend, ça fait vraiment quelque chose? Non. Ça fait rien. Merde. Hop. On se casse. Hop. Parce que normalement, oui, tout est terminé. C'est fini. Je finis.